What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Now, in this story, we are actually going to be talking about the time that I almost died. Now, this was technically the second time that I almost died, but the first time I was really young and I just jumped off a pier. But if you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. And also, if you guys do like gaming videos, be sure to go check out my gaming channel. But without further ado, let's get into this. Now, setting the stage, I am in summer on Kauai as a kid and around 9-ish, and I was with my brother and my stepdad at the time, and we were actually heading to one of my friend's birthday parties. Now, this was around 12 o'clock, and we were on the way talking to each other about the house because it was way back, and this is tropical area because it's Hawaii, and you know it comes with the outback, ATVs. So we were finally going to the house, passing this 2 mile long, hilly, muddy, just kind of like just terrain driveway. 2 fucking miles. It was genuinely really long, but we ended up making it. And we all got out, we started talking to our friends, and it was a really good, just kind of intro to birthday parties. Now, this, I think, if I'm pretty sure was my first ever birthday party. And I didn't talk to too many people when I was a kid, so I was not willing to do anything. Like, I wasn't that kid, but like, I wanted to go have some fun. So, me and the birthday boy, let's call him Jacob. Me and Jacob were hanging out, we were playing games in the living room, and all the other kids ended up coming and they wanted to play games. Mind you, a lot of these people are family. Now, in Hawaii, at least back in the day, on the holidays, you mainly have family and even your birthday. Like, occasionally, yeah, you can have a friend here, a friend there, but like, even for their birthday, it's primarily family. But while we were sitting there playing games with everybody, his mom yells down, "Jacob, let's cut the cake." So me, Jacob, and a bunch of his older and younger cousins walk through the kitchen, outside the front door, and then down the green wood, kind of wet stairs. Now, it wasn't like wet, wet where it was slippery. They had that little like black pad, but it was still wet enough to where it was like kind of weird to touch. Now, this was before I actually snapped my ankles on the stairs, so I wasn't actually scared of stairs like I am right now, but we definitely go outside, we go under the house where there was a few picnic tables with a white sheet over all the wood so that we didn't get any like wood shavings and all that stuff in our food. And on the table was a big square vanilla cake with chocolate frosting around the sides and his name and a candle with a 10 on it. Now, they didn't do like the 10 candles because you don't want to spit all over the cake, so they just used one candle, but it had 10. So we sang happy birthday and sliced the cake and enjoying it while we were all sitting at the picnic tables, and he was opening presents, and he got a new BB gun, new clothes, new boots, and a bunch of new hunting stuff. Now, after the presents, it was around 5 o'clock, and we wanted to go ride ATVs. And I've never done that, so it sounded like a lot of fun. And I also tend to do stupid things when I'm with friends, kind of noticed that later in life. So Jacob went to ask his parents if they could turn on the ATVs or if we could just take the keys, and I had to use the restroom real quick, so I went to their little outside restroom that they built under the house, and it was just like basic concrete with like really basic plumbing. It's just like a lot of the local homes that have like stilts, because a lot of the homes have concrete under the house and like you can drive your car under there, just kind of do whatever you want honestly under there. It's really cool. One really funny thing that I actually just remembered is the water there was freezing because they had well water and they were also way out there, so their water was constantly freezing. But when I got back out, his mom told us that we had to go with an adult, and my stepdad said, "Yeah, let's go." So my younger brother also wanted to go. We ended up all packing up onto one ATV, and we pulled up kind of closer to them, and we asked, "Hey, is like, do these all have brakes?" And they were like, oh yeah, no, they all have brakes, it's okay. So we end up veering left and we go just into the tropical area. So we're going down a muddy trail, going fast, having fun, and my friend says, hey, let's go up that hill. Now, my stepdad was kind of weary of it because, like, he doesn't ride ATVs every day, but he used to when he was a kid. And Jacob said, there's a trail on it and I've done it before. We should be perfectly fine. So we took a slight left and we started going up the hill, and we got about halfway to 2/3 and we started realizing that we actually started losing speed. So we all had to think real fast, but we didn't know at the time. But at the time, we were rolling back already, like full blown rolling back. And now most people would try to hit the brakes. But this one turned out to actually not have any brakes. So we couldn't stop and we started catching speed going backwards. So my stepdad pushed my younger brother and the birthday boy off and told me and looked at me and said, "Don't let go." When I heard "don't let go," I just knew this was going to hurt. And I wasn't too fond of pain at the time. I was 9, but I was ready for what was about to happen. So I wrapped my arms around my stepdad and I put my head into his back. And I don't know what he did because I closed my eyes and I locked my pinkies and thumbs with his hips and I just waited. And it didn't take long until we started rolling down the hill, and I was just holding on for my life with my little arms. And finally, we got to the bottom of the hill after a few rolls, and Jake and my brother ran down to us, and we just got up and started walking to the house and just left the ATV there. We got back to the house, and my brother went to go sit down, and at the time, I had no idea what happened, so I wasn't crying. I was just thinking about it. Jacob ran to his mom and told them what happened. She and her husband decided to run to us, and they were like, "Oh yeah, are you okay?" Like blah blah blah, this and that. And my stepdad had some rather harsh words to say, and I was like, "Okay, he's mad, so maybe I'm pretty hurt." And I noticed I wasn't looking out of my left eye, and I started crying instantly because I thought I lost my left eye. So my stepdad rushed me to the bathroom, that outside one with the really, really cold water. And when we got in, he told me to take my shirt off. And I knew there was blood then. Granted, he was bleeding, so I should have expected blood. But as a kid, especially smart ones, will force you to feel alright in tense/thinking moments. So I just didn't think I was bleeding. But I took my shirt off, and my stepdad started wiping my head with his shirt and getting it wet with that glacier cold sink water. And he got me all cleaned up, and I had a few pretty nice gashes. I had one on my eyebrow, I had a cracked head, I had a few cuts on my chest, and I had a good amount of blood coming out of me. Now, with all this blood coming out of me, the blood's got to go somewhere. And I actually got the cut on my left eyebrow, so all of that blood decided to go just over my left eye. And I didn't open my eye because there was so much blood around it. It was like dry, it was a borderline. It wasn't fully there because that would have been real bad, but it was like drying around my eye, and there was just like blood, practically like a bloody eye patch going over my eye, and I couldn't open my eye because it was sticky. And I realized that after, so I calmed down a little bit, and we went home, and we literally just told my mom what happened. I showed her the cut. She stapled my head. And then the next day I went to school. I told my friends about it. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more. Also, if you did make it to the end, be sure to put KPT in the comments. But without further ado, hope to see you on the next video. Peace.